It's Jayo Stole Sports. Got my guy Jay Lynch here. We're gonna do the NFL season preview AFC edition. You already know, man, so many things have happened in this offseason. It's just good that football is back, man.
100%. Can't be more excited for this week of football. We started off with a banger in the AFC,
Yeah,
to be exact, with the Baltimore Ravens and the Kansas City Chiefs to kick off this NFL season. Doesn't get better than that, man.
yeah. We got the MVP versus the Super Bowl MVP. And we're gonna get to our predictions later at the end of our show. We're gonna do like our top three games, and then we're gonna do
Mhm.
predictions for that. But let's talk about these divisions. Let's start off with the AFC East, and let's talk about a four-time MVP of this league. Can Aaron Rodgers get back to his MVP form when he was in Green Bay?
That is a good question, and that's the question of the New York Jets. If he can stay healthy throughout the year, Um, who knows, really and truly. I don't know if how good he may be anymore, right? Coming
Hmm,
off that Achilles, we didn't get to see anything. First
nothing.
week, he was
Nothing.
out for second series or first series, he was out the whole season. So it'll be interesting. If he stays healthy, I like this Jets team. I don't love the coach. I don't love Robert Saleh, but he
Mhm.
might not matter. If we're looking at Brees Hall and Garrett Wilson attached to Aaron Rodgers
Mike
this
Williams is
year,
there
and they
too.
did amplify their offensive line to protect Aaron Rodgers, even though that didn't really matter last year as he just snapped it on his own, right? So I feel like if he can get some good protection, he has Garrett Wilson. I think they have great chemistry. We've seen a lot of clips of them together in the offseason. Brees Hall is going to be one of the breakout seasons for him, I think. And we know the defense right already. So I do like this Jets team, but it all depends on their Achilles heel, that being Aaron Rodgers.
So you mentioned you don't like Robert Saleh. So obviously something went on over the offseason when Aaron Rodgers went on his little hiatus and Robert Saleh didn't keep his mouth shut. He said,
Yeah.
yeah, Aaron's supposed to be here, but he decided to do what he wanted to do. How do you take that? Do you think he should have kept his mouth shut, or do you think he's just fed up with him and he's like, yo, I'm gonna let everybody know what's popping. Aaron Rodgers is being Aaron Rodgers.
Yeah, you know how that goes with a guy like Aaron Rodgers. You kind of have to just beat to his drum,
Mm,
or he'll find a way to get you out of here, right? He has a manipulative way of getting the media to think one way.
yeah.
And again, if he is pointing the finger at Robert Saleh and he finds a way to get him out and get someone that he wants in, we've seen it time and time again with Aaron Rodgers. So again, I don't think Robert Saleh did the right thing there, but I think Robert Saleh doesn't have much say, really and truly. I think this is Aaron Rodgers' team, and what he says will go.
Yeah, no, it is what it is. So you're a four-time MVP, right? Have a Super Bowl MVP. Not much he can do. But what he does do is coach up the defense. He does do that well. So if Aaron
Yeah,
Rodgers pulls his weight, I can see the Jets having some success this year. But as of right now, we haven't seen Aaron Rodgers really play for the Jets. So I do still, even with Stephon Diggs gone, even with Poyer gone, even with Mekhi Hyde gone, I still have the Bills as that team in the AFC. I know it may surprise you, it may surprise people, but I'm gonna go with what I've seen over the years. I've seen my Pats dominate this division for so long, and I've seen the Bills dominate this division for so long. Until someone can do it, we will see. I want to talk about my team, a team that you said is gonna be the worst in the league. Actually,
yeah, worst record.
you
Yeah,
bet they're gonna be the
I did. That is locked in at
come
Bet
on, man.
365. Locked in. New England Patriots that have the worst record in the NFL. Yeah, great odds too, and they have the best odds for it to happen. So I don't think I'm too crazy in that prediction at all.
That's not cool, man. I would go with the Giants or the Panthers.
I mean,
But
hey, talk. Give me the outlook. Talk me out of it. What is good coming out of New England?
I just think we need Mayo here. We just need a fresh start. You know what I'm saying? Need a fresh start. Don't rush May in. Brissett, he's a vet. I'm not saying he's there gonna win games, but eventually we know how this works. Some guys, like Caleb, like Jaden, they're starting from day one. Some guys are not starting from day one, but they're gonna start by week 6 or week 7. So I see that happening with Drake May. He's gonna get in. We got a good first round. Jalen Polk, he was a second round pick. He did work last year with Michael Penix, but I just think what we need, like I know he's our best player, Judon's gone, but I think the Patriots, they needed to see that. Oh, no disrespect is going to be tolerated. You've seen how Judon was treating Mayo. And the thing, what I don't like about that situation, we already have not many black coaches. Why are we gonna talk to a coach like we're talking to a teammate? You talk to your teammate how you talk to your teammate, you talk to your coach like how you talk to your coach. So I like that. Sure, we know we're not going to win the division. We know we're not going to make the playoffs, but we're standing on business. The Patriot way is probably gone now, but it's something new. Mayo wants to do it his way, and I'm totally fine with that. Many people think,
Mhm.
oh, Drake May should start, but he'll get his time when it's ready. So I don't think we'll be the worst team. I think as 6-time Super Bowl champions, we hold ourselves to a higher regard. So yes,
Mhm.
maybe second worst, maybe third worst, but bottom of the barrel, I can't see that happening.
Hey man, like you said it yourself, you're looking for a full reset, and what better way to fully reset with having the worst record and having that number one pick? Hey man, I'm
I
just
I I
saying.
I can't see a rookie coach wanting that to happen,
Hmm.
especially as a black coach. You know, one losing season for like he's gonna have a losing season regardless, but one
Hmm.
losing season and looking bad doing it, he can be
Yep.
gone just like that. So
Yep.
I take that into consideration. I love my Patriots, but it's our time. Our time. We had a great time, but the time is gone now, and we have to look towards the future. Drake May hopefully can be the future, but there's a lot of areas that need to get
Hmm.
better. A lot.
Yeah. I agree. I agree. But my one take out of this division, yes, I like the Jets as if Aaron Rodgers stays healthy. The Bills, Josh Allen is gonna have to have a breakout year, maybe have an MVP type season to really take this team to that division win. But really and truly, I like the Miami Dolphins.
Mm,
They do have that home advantage early in the season. They always start
they
off
always do.
hot because
Yeah.
it's very hot to start the season, and that home field advantage definitely does well to their favor. As they slightly just missed winning the division last year, losing to the Buffalo Bills, I think they get over that hump this year. They have Tyreek Hill, they have Jaden Waddle, they have A-Chain, and they have Raheem Morris or Mostert coming back as well. So I like that offense. I know they have some injuries on the defensive end, but I feel like this offense is hard to stop when you have the number one player in the NFL voted by your peers in Tyreek Hill. You have to always take that into account. And I like this team to sustain any setbacks this year and win the division once and for all.
It definitely can happen. They have the horses. We'll see what it's looking like. You see the coach, he's looking like he's super Miami now. Like when
Yep.
Mike McDonald just got there, he was looking a little
You know,
he looked he
now
wasn't looking
he's
like he was ready for Vice City, you know?
yeah, now he's Miami Vice.
Now he is not now he is super ready for the bright lights and the nightlife. All right, let's
100%.
let's go over to the AFC North.
Hmm.
And just like Aaron Rodgers, there's a quarterback I want to talk about. His name is Deshaun Watson. And believe it or not, the guy's still 28 years old. Still
Yeah.
28, but the last 2 seasons, each of those seasons, only 6 starts, man. Only 6 starts. That is not good. Completion percentage last year was 61. And to end the year, Joe Flacco looked like he had more juice. Joe Flacco looked like he had more juice.
Comeback play of the
No, the
year.
locker room was riding with Joe over him.
Yeah, 100%.
Like, come on. Like, can Deshaun find success finally?
Yeah, I think honestly, I think it's over for Deshaun Watson. He received that contract from the Browns, and that was he secured the bag with that. Um, and the Browns made their mistake with that one, unfortunately. We're just not going to see that Houston Texan Deshaun Watson anymore. I don't know what it is, whether it's injuries, they just keep piling up, but I just don't think he has what it takes to take this Browns to where they need to be. An exciting roster, right? A lot of pieces, a lot of weapons. They just need that quarterback position to deliver, and that's what happened last year, right? Down the stretch, Joe Flacco stepped in. He was able to deliver the ball, get the ball to where it needs to be, protect the ball, and he got that team to the playoffs. And again, it was just too much for them when they had to come up against a team like Houston, and Joe Flacco in the playoffs couldn't get it done, right? But I just don't think Watson has what it takes to take this team to where it needs to be. And really and truly, I like the Cleveland Browns to have the worst record in the division.
Really? And the
Yeah,
thing
worse than the Pittsburgh Steelers. Yeah,
is in the Steelers, and we'll
yeah,
talk about the Steelers after. But if you look like a full roster, you can say the Cleveland Browns, and we've been saying this for years. Like you could say they have one of, if not the best roster in football.
yeah,
Like you look at their running backs, Ford, Chubb, they have Cooper, they have Njoku. Their
yeah.
defense is beyond stacked. It's just the most important position in football. You need to have that. And they don't have that. And it's disappointing because this is a guy that used to, when he was with the Texans,
Be the guy. Yeah,
he led the league. He led the league in
in
passing
passing.
one year.
Yeah.
It's crazy. It's crazy that the downfall was that quick. And again, if he gets to start over 6 games and he still struggles, he's gonna have to, like with that contract, you have to play it out.
Mm-hmm.
You have to
You
play
have
him.
to,
You have to play him just because of that contract.
and hope for the
But
best.
that's it. And that's it. Want to talk about the Steelers. They were the second last team in the NFL to name their QB1.
Mm-hmm.
They named Russ over Fields. Did they make the right decision?
I think so. We're
Okay,
looking at
I
a
agree.
veteran quarterback, been in
Mhm.
the league, has that experience. Of course, he's at the tail end of his career. He
Yeah,
had a lot of success, but again, they're almost following the same thing as the Pats, just letting the veteran go out there and see what they can do. If they can get some wins, that's great. If not, that's fine too. Give Fields more time to just develop, watch and see how he can improve day by day in practice. But do I think that Russell Wilson ends up playing the whole season? No chance.
no
Uh,
chance.
I think Fields will eventually get some snaps at that quarterback one position. Um, because I feel like they'll being Tomlin, they'll be a team that is flirting with the over under 500. So they'll be competitive. Does Wilson get hurt, or does this bad play just bench him, where the defense is constantly bailing him out, similar to when his time in Seattle? I think that's gonna be the case. It's the defense for the Steelers. T.J. Watt is going to be making plays time in again. And then the Steelers offense is going to be looking horrendous. And Tomlin's just going to have enough, yank him, put Fields in, and just start running the ball and see what Fields can do with his legs.
Yeah, I think Fields is not ready to start right now. Wilson was it's just the smartest decision to make, right? He has that Super Bowl. He's a voice in the locker room, on the field. Yes, it may be corny sometimes, but he's gonna say something. Like Fields, I don't see him as that guy just yet, like the vocal leader you want in your huddle. I don't see him as that just yet. And Fields, I don't see him going through his progressions just yet smoothly. Russ is a veteran, he's a professional, and yeah, I it's the only thing to do. You signed him for that reason. That was the reason why they signed him. And you have to realize, I still think he could play the full season. I know yes, Fields has some juice and he can outrun everybody and this and that. But last season, he had a coach that hated him. And he was in a tough position. And he threw 26 touchdowns, only 8 picks. It seems like Tomlin is rolling with Wilson, and it seems like they have like a little good chemistry from what I've seen. I know obviously Russell has been hurt, but I've seen some interactions between the two, and they seem cool. I think they can sneak in that playoff position.
Mm,
Last year they made the playoffs. And
yeah,
that's with Pickett, and that's with Trubisky. I think they started all three of those quarterbacks
yeah, they
last
did. All of
season.
them got some time. Yeah,
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? So I think Russell, he can probably play the full season. I can see that happening.
mm,
But if not, maybe like Fields will get 1 or 2 starts. But I just who Mike Tomlin is, I can see them making the playoffs again. That defense just got even
yeah.
better. They stole freaking Patrick Queen
Patrick Queen.
from the
Yeah.
Ravens. I can see TJ Watt having another defensive player of the year kind of year because last season he got snubbed. And yeah,
Hmm.
we'll see what the Steelers do, man. They're always one of those teams that are just right there on the bubble, and that's why Mike Tomlin is never going to be out of a job, right? He's
Yeah.
always over 500 in his career.
Yeah.
I want to talk about the AFC South. Okay, Trevor Lawrence. It's a quarterback-driven league, so more than likely, we're always going to talk about these quarterbacks. Trevor Lawrence. Is he going to become a top 10 quarterback? Because it seems like at this point, the NFL is just too fast for him. And remember how much
Mm-hmm.
of a stud he was at Clemson. He was
Yeah.
looking
Yeah.
like he was looking like he's going to be the next Peyton Manning. That's what people were saying. Best
Yeah.
prospect since Peyton Manning, best prospect since John Elway. It's just not panning out in the league.
Yeah. Again, he's having trouble taking care of the ball. And it seems like you said, it seems like things are too fast for him, and he's almost overthinking. He doesn't have that same confidence that he had at Clemson, where he would just see it and either, or if he'd not see it, and he would just take off.
Yeah.
Right now, he's like holding on to the ball and just making the wrong decisions. He definitely feels a bit uncomfortable. Not sure. Well, I know with when we had Urban Myers, that didn't help, but now he has Doug Peterson. We've seen a bit of improvements here and there, but we're still seeing the same mistakes as well.
Yeah.
And Doug Peterson got it done with Nick Foles. So if
Yes.
he can do it with Nick Foles, there's no reason why he can't do it for a guy as talented as Trevor Lawrence. But again, I'm kind of high on Jacksonville. I think they still have a lot of talent.
Ridley's
Um,
gone.
Ridley's gone. They replace him with Gabe Davis. That's a downgrade for sure.
Definitely.
So um, again, it'll be tough, but I think Etienne, like they just need to keep it simple. Christian
Hmm.
Kirk is a good receiver.
Yeah.
Evan Ingram, can he have the same type of season as last year? I don't know. But their offense is definitely going to be a question mark with Trevor Lawrence leading that offense. So it, if they are having trouble on offense, I know their defense will bend but not break.
Mhm.
But if the offense can't get going, they will definitely struggle this season, especially in this division that is looking like it's got much better.
Want to talk about the team that has who I think is going to be the MVP this
Hmm.
season, the Houston Texans.
Yeah.
All right, this is the question. If the Chiefs don't make the Super Bowl, can this team break through? They have or the guy on a rookie deal, CJ Stroud on a rookie deal, who I think is going to be MVP this season. And once
Mm.
you have these guys on the rookie deal, that's when you have to make these big signings. They
Yeah.
got Mixon, they got Stephon Diggs. Stephon has something to prove. How far can you see them going? Can you see them making a leap to the Super Bowl if somehow the Chiefs don't make it there?
I can,
But not
and
just yet.
I think they'll have an amazing regular season,
Hmm.
but the domino has to fall their way, right? They're gonna have to go into somewhere like the bank and Baltimore and win that game. Last year they had the opportunity,
Yeah.
and the moment was a bit too big for
A
them, and
little
the
bit,
lights were
yeah.
a bit too bright.
Facts.
Does that change now, having veteran players around you like Joe Mixon and Stephon Diggs, um, and just amplifying that offense, and another season for D'Amico Ryans coaching this team? I do think they have what it takes. And again, a lot will be on CJ Stroud's shoulders to take that next step and be the MVP in this league.
Mhm.
Um, but I look back at last year, um, or was it the year before when the Eagles had all this hype, right? They
Yeah,
just
yeah,
brought in AJ Brown,
yeah, yeah,
they
yeah,
made all these moves, and
yeah.
then they had the season and they made it to the Super Bowl. I can see a similar script for this Houston Texans team as well. Everyone's talking about them. Everyone's saying like, look on paper how good they look, and you can have hesitancies about it, but just sometimes it's just right in front of you, right? And you just know. And I feel like that's what it was that Eagles season. I think Houston could do the same thing this year.
Yeah, yeah. No, I don't know if y'all remember last season I said in 5 years they're getting a
Yeah,
chip, but I didn't see them gonna get these two guys so soon. So
right.
I'm not saying they're gonna get a chip this year, but I could see them making it there. I could
Yeah.
see that happen. I could see them making it there. Let's go AFC West. Just spoke about if the Chiefs don't make it. The Chiefs, by far, the gold standard in the NFL. Let's talk about the best player in the NFL. Yes, we know Tyreek Hill got best player for last season, but let's be honest.
Hmm.
Patrick Mahomes, most difficult position, 3 chips. Where do you have him for your all-time quarterbacks? Where is he on that list?
Oh, all time, eh? He's definitely top five. I
Oh,
think he's top five.
100%.
100%.
A
Now
hundred
it's
percent.
now it's really looking like uh, Brady. You got to think about it,
Yeah.
Mahomes and then Manning, and
Oh, wow.
then
You would even put him two already, huh?
you know what I mean, and
Yeah,
of
yeah,
course
I
there's Joe Montana and
yeah,
there's Elway
yeah,
and
yeah.
There's Peyton Manning, Drew Brees is up there, of course.
Come on, man. No, okay, sure, sure. He could
But
be
yeah, yeah, he's in the
sympathy top
discussion
six.
already,
Yeah,
right?
no, he's already
So
top three.
yeah,
You could
right,
even go as far as saying top two. I'd probably say Peyton Manning is still at two, but he
yeah,
surpassed Peyton by this year.
exactly, right. And he's going for that three-peat, which NFL teams haven't been able to do, right? So if he's able to cap off that three-peat, man, I think
Yeah,
he's putting that pressure on Tom
I
Brady
know
already. You know what I
already.
mean?
That's ridiculous.
Which is crazy, right? And he has a long career to go.
Yeah.
So we know what it is with them, right?
Mhm.
However they look in the regular season, good or bad, average, or they struggle a little bit. When it comes to the playoffs, that's when we can revisit the Kansas City Chiefs. So
Yeah.
it is what it is in the regular season.
And that's why I wasn't like fiending to draft Mahomes because
Yeah,
at the end of the day, he couldn't go through the motions. But at the end of the day, in the playoff, that's when Patrick Mahomes is coming out.
yeah,
That is when he's making these crazy throws. You know what I'm saying? In the regular season, he could do his sidearms, his behind the back, his
hmm
between the legs, having fun with it. Like, come
yeah,
on, this guy is a brand. Like, look what
yeah,
Texas Tech has done. Like,
hmm
they have so much stuff catered to Mahomes. This guy is still in his 20s, still in the league. Which college is doing that?
yeah,
Which
crazy,
college is doing that?
crazy.
It's crazy. But let's talk about the Chargers. Okay.
Mm.
New coach, Jim Harbaugh, fresh off a natty in Michigan, now in LA. We've seen what he does. We've seen what he did when he was with the Niners, when he was in the NFL last. He brought them to a Super Bowl. I know it's very soon, but how quick can you see him changing the culture, as in making the Chargers a playoff team? Or is it like a real rebuild?
I want to say it's a rebuild, but like
Yeah.
just the noise out there in the media is hyping up Harbaugh like he's playing quarterback for the
Yeah.
Chargers. and I just don't see it. Herbert's hurt or coming off an injury. Herbert again, he's good, but now we've taken away weapons from him. We taken away Keenan Allen
Keenan,
and Mike Williams.
yeah.
So
Eckler.
I understand they brought on Gus Edwards, who had 10 touchdowns last year or 13 touchdowns last year. They have J.K. Dobbins, who can't stay healthy, so I don't know what that means. And then they have no receivers, right? They have a guy that can't catch the ball over the shoulder and
Quentin
Quinlan
Johnson.
Johnson, right? So I just don't see how their team could be that much better than last year. Maybe their defense is better. I don't know, but I just don't see them being a team that's now challenging the Chiefs for the division. I just feel like they're gonna struggle, be a team that's flirting with 500, and maybe the coaching by Jim Harbaugh makes a difference in one or two wins. But I don't think anything crazy of this Chargers team.
I don't see the Chargers doing well. I think they're gonna be the bottom of the barrel. I think they're gonna be last in the division. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? I think Sean Payton is back to coaching. I think he'll do a little bit better. I think
Hmm.
that like the offense got a little bit better with Vegas, but I just feel like that team loves Antonio Pierce so much they wouldn't come in last place. Yeah,
Hmm.
I think the Chargers, but I think it's going to be close at the bottom. I
Yeah.
think, but I do think the Chargers they just don't have nobody right now.
Yeah. Yeah.
And even when they had Brandon Staley, it's like, yeah, you think he was gonna have the defense like beast mode, but it's
That wasn't
just
the case.
it's
Yeah.
not the case, right? It's
Yeah.
not the case. And in the NFL now, your offense needs to be like on freaking on fleek. And this
Yeah.
offense is not looking good. It's not
Not
looking
at all.
but let's get into some predictions. Week one. All right. Let's go straight money line. No team has stepped on the field, so straight money
Hmm.
line. As the season goes on, we know the keys, we know the weaknesses of some teams, but let's go straight money line. The three best games. Let's obviously start with KC versus Baltimore. KC is
Yeah.
obviously the defending champs, so they're going to be hosting.
Yes. I like, well, it goes back to what we said earlier. I like the Ravens in this game solely off the fact that the Chiefs are just a team that will go through the motions early, right? The Ravens are going to be inspired. They're going to want to win this game. They're going to want to go into Arrowhead. Um, after the Chiefs went into the bank and beat them, they want that revenge, right? So
Yeah.
I can see Derrick Henry having a huge game, Lamar Jackson as well. I think Mahomes will do what he has to do, but he's just gonna be going through the motions. If
Yeah.
things aren't working, they're not gonna force it. You know what I mean? So it'll be a good game, but I think the Ravens squeak this one out.
Yeah. I think the Ravens got the W also. We're gonna see for the first time LJ and King Henry together. I think
Yeah,
that's gonna be a scary duo. Teams are not gonna know what to do to handle them, especially in the first like half of the season. It's gonna be
yeah,
very tough to cover. Zay Flowers, obviously, he's gonna be there. The Chiefs lost their best corner to the Titans,
yeah.
L'Jarius Sneed.
Sneed,
So
yeah,
I could see Flowers having a big day. And yeah, the Chiefs they know what the main goal is. So we seen it last year. They lost to the Lions.
Lions, yeah.
But yeah, that's what I'm thinking. Good on the Chiefs for cutting Tony though. I don't know why it took so long. That was a bit
Super
weird.
Bowl champion, man. He had big plays in that Super Bowl. So hey.
Let's go. Tom Brady's first broadcast.
Broadcast game, yeah.
First broadcast. Okay. Cleveland is hosting the Dallas Cowboys. What we thinking?
That's a big game,
Mm,
and it's gonna tell us a lot in that game for sure. Just looking at Dallas, and it's just a weird spot where are they the same Dallas team? Like, can they make a run, or are they taking a step back? And likewise with the Browns, right? They have a defense, they have a roster. Can Watson deliver at home when a big team like the Dallas Cowboys comes in?
mm,
It'll be an interesting one. Of course, just to hear from the GOAT and Tom Brady
yeah,
in the broadcast booth and just to see his outlook. Maybe he's doing it just like Tony Romo and he's giving you the analysis on the field. He's predicting plays. It'd be interesting to hear from him.
yeah.
Um, but I like Dallas in this game. I just think CeeDee Lamb. is going to feast early on. You know what I mean? It's going to be hard for them to stop. And I think Micah Parsons and the Dallas defense gives Deshaun Watson some trouble, and they leave Cleveland 1-0.
All right, so I think this is where we're gonna disagree. I
Okay.
think the Browns will take this. We know Deshaun's gonna have his flashes during the season. I think this is gonna be one of his bright spots. I think he has
Okay.
a good game. CD, yes, he's gonna be back, but I think that they can contain him.
Mm.
Greg Newsome, Denzel Ward.
Denzel Ward.
I think they can contain him, but I know one guy on Dallas that's going to take a lot of risks, and that's Trayvon Diggs. And I think
Mm.
Amari Cooper torches his old team. I think Deshaun
I
Watson,
forgot
if
about that storyline.
I think Amari Cooper torches his old team. Deshaun Watson finds him. Deshaun Watson finds Njoku, and I think they win by a field goal, last minute drive. And yeah, I just feel like Dallas going to Cleveland, it's a bit of a tough environment for
Yeah.
them. And
Dog pound. Yeah.
yeah, dog pound is going to be in the house. I see Myles Garrett getting some sacks, but yeah, I think Deshaun Watson will have a good first game. I can't say that about the entire season, but I think the first game he'll be able to do his thing. Let's talk about the Monday Nighter. The guy is back, Aaron Rodgers, but he is facing a team that has just went to a Super Bowl, San Francisco 49ers. How do you see this game panning out? Will Rodgers make it through the entire game?
That's the biggest question of them all, right? We've never seen it in almost 2 years right now. So
Mm,
I think it's a very good game. It's a good time for the Jets to catch the Niners. So
yeah.
much going on in the offseason. Do they have time to really focus on the team that they want to be this year? CMC has hamstring, calf injuries. That's never good. Um, Trent Williams is possibly be out. I'm not sure if they're going to settle their dispute. Um, and then BA, I don't know how much work he's got in, right? They
Yeah.
just signed him. I know he's coming back. I don't know how ready he may be.
Yeah.
And there's a lot of question marks. And then Brock Purdy, of course, going up against a team like the Jets, a good defense, right?
Yeah.
Um, this one's a difficult one to call. But I think Niners sometimes do start off slow. I think last year we saw them start off slow against the Commanders, and that's the Commanders, right? So I do like the Jets to edge out the Niners in this one, and Aaron Rodgers gets all the media hype going, and we're saying, "Oh, Aaron Rodgers is back. Look out for the Jets." I can see that happening.
I want to say the Jets, but
It's the Jets.
it's a tough game. But I just think that the Niners at home, they'll take care of business. They won't do too much
Hmm.
because you have to realize Trent Williams he's been threatening that he may sit some games out, and that's
Yep.
crazy. That's
Hmm.
crazy. So I think they give CMC the ball often. I think they give Debo the ball often.
Yeah.
BA, he's been out, so I'm not sure how
And
much he'll get the
Kittle's
ball.
always there, you know.
But Kittle's there also. I think the defense gets after Aaron Rodgers, and I don't think he has that first game that blows us away. Like, oh my goodness, I can't believe this guy's been gone. That's what a four-time MVP does. I don't think he's gonna have a great game. I think
Hmm.
he's gonna go through some growing pains. I
Yeah.
think we've seen him and Garrett Wilson get into it in practice before in training camp. I think the 49ers win by 2+ touchdowns in this.
Mm. Okay, I like that. I like that.
And yeah, that's the AFC edition. You already know Jayo Stole Sports. Y'all subscribe, y'all like, y'all tell a friend to tell a friend. And that's what we got for y'all. Every week we're gonna
That's
show
it. Week
y'all.
one, we're here, man. Football is
Yep.
here. The favorite time, the best time of the year, man.
Yeah, let's go. We out.
We out.